are not able to focus on these children because of all the things that they're doing. But for me, like one child, like another day, another week, another month, another year, they don't have a parent. Like, can you imagine that life? Wala kang magulang, you don't have anyone to call mom, dad, and it's because of paperwork. So I think we can try to be more creative and find solutions for this. So kung nagawa ng DOH yun with their doctor program, then we should be able to do that also with social workers, even on a rotating basis. We just have more discussions on this. So anyway, I'll leave that lang because I don't think we'll have time to really go into it. So we still have Senator Tulfo and yes, we actually wrote that law, my team and I. So we're happy that and that's really a big a result of my experiences and my interaction with other adoptive parents and foster parent. I was also a foster parent. Kaya alam ko lahat yan. Okay, and that's why ganun yung paghanga ko sa mga social worker. Senator Tulfo.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have two quick questions lang. One for Secretary Rex. Sec, can you tell us, can you give us the breakdown of the 2026 capital outlay? Kasi, and can you tell me kung tumaas na humingi kayo ng budget for infrastructure tulad po ng mga not rehabilitation but yung mga rescue centers natin? Because during my time in 2022, I remember I visited, I think, Region 3, I'm not so sure, na yung barracks, not barracks, kundi yung building housing the victim, halos katabi lang ng house ng suspect na nang-rape sa kanya. I think Yusek Ed Punay remembers that, na bibinisita kami. It's very ironic kasi pag nagkita sila, kinakantsawan pa ng suspect. Sabi ng suspect, baka gusto pa ng isa. That's the reason why I'm asking, yung capital outlay ninyo, did you ask for additional funding for this para we can build more? We can separate those rescued from law offenders ng mga minors or youth offenders.
Madam Chair, I'm very thankful for that question because it gives us a chance to explain. The capital outlay next year is 2.7 billion, of which a big chunk of that, almost 2 billion, the entire amount is ICT police. Now, if you look at our absorptive capacity over the years, hindi na namin nauubos to. Inuubos namin because it was smaller in the prior years. It was like parang 1.5 billion lang. So now they not even. It was parang 1 billion. Sorry, for ICT. Now it's gone up to close to 3 billion. That's why a while ago we were saying we will submit, and we did it in the House, ways to reappropriate this to where it's needed and where we can use it. And part of it is to spruce up and to improve our care facilities. Improvement pa lang po yun. Wala pa ho doon yung construction. Now, we have also submitted to the House, and we will submit to the Senate a wish list of these facilities to prevent na yung commingling na nangyayari where the victims or the perpetrators are housed nearby or in one place. We will need to establish more RRCY, yung rehabilitation center, especially for girls. Kasi mas maraming for boys, and the girls part is non-existent. We recently opened a regional rehabilitation center for girls in Cebu. But imagine, matagal bago nagkaroon sa Visayas. And then we are proposing one more in Mindanao, the regional rehabilitation center for the youth for girls. Kasi wala there's a lot of priority given to the boys. Tama naman din yun, pero kawawa naman yung yung perpetrators or yung victims ng babae. So that's another proposal. And then also, we are looking at, and I've said this in the House, nabanggit ko yun kay Senator Tulfo, yung mga bahay pag-asas. The LGUs simply cannot build on their own. 117 running nationwide, out of 1,600 plus LGUs, yun lang meron tayo. So maybe rather than just saying we want more and more, we might as well start with baby steps like regional bahay pag-asas. we've identified five, and we will submit to you the cost implications kasi these are shovel-ready, meaning may lote na. Hindi yung pagbibigyan mo kami sabihin pa namin next year sa inyo, ay hindi namin nagamit kasi walang lote. Ito may property na, we just need funding to build more regional Bahay Pag-asa. Baka we can start with regional rather than provincial kasi it's a tall order to have Bahay Pag-asas everywhere. Masimulan man lang. Also, we opened up the first phase of the construction of the AgriCamp. Remember, in the juvenile justice law, there is the provision for AgriCamp for the CICLs. 50 years na po wala ho tayong AgriCamp, so yung mga courts, hindi nila alam saan i-refer. Thankfully, last year may initiatives or amendments from the Senate that we use as a portion of it. Now we're asking for to completion. We will submit the list. It goes up to around 330 million. Tama? Ito, no? Yes, sir. Ito, no? 330 million to create what I've said. These are more to segregate the victims from the perpetrators.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Secretary, Madam Chair. Kasi kahit nung that's been the problem since 2022, nung umikot po tayo, yun po ang problem. Tapos, mahigpit po na pinatutupad itong juvenile justice law po natin. Ang problema kung saan ilalagak po yung mga child offenders natin because we don't have enough facilities.
Madam Chair, I'm sorry, Mr. Senator, mali lang yung data ko pala. It's 723 million. We'll submit the list. It includes the completion of the AgriCamp, also for children in armed conflict situation, yung mga child warriors, children in yung SIAC.
Armed conflict.
Armed conflict. These are kids children combatants. Na part ng decommissioning, wala rin ho tayong facility for former child combatants. And then RRCY or Rehabilitation Center for girls and a couple more for boys. We will submit the total amount needed.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Madam Chair, I have one last question. Nandito po ba ang NI and NCIP? You have a representative from NCIP. There you go. Ma'am Marie Grace Pascual, right?
Yes, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Senator.
Since the last time I talked and met, ano na pong steps ang ginagawa po ninyo pertaining to the complaints of the IPs? Yung pong complaint ng IP po sa Palawan na because ika nga overweight lang yung kanilang yantok na dinagi sa Maynila, kinonfiscate, they spend 100,000 pesos, ngayon hindi na mabawi dahil nabulok na lang sa custody ng DNR. Whatever happened to that? Sa Palawan din po, sa Nara, may isang mining company doon na owned by a congresswoman. Ayaw bayaran yung mga farmers na nasira yung pananim nila. Mga farmers po nito, mga Tagbanwa, mga IPs. Sa Zamboanga del Norte, yung mga IP din po pinalayas ng isang sa kanilang lugar ng isang mining company na itong mining company kilala na may mga connections sa mga politicians. Whatever happened to that, Madam Chair?
Thank you, Honorable Senator, for raising that issue, which we already had coordinated closely with our regional offices to focus into the complaints that were sent to us. Second, we already also connected with the indigenous people's mandatory representatives on the field to do a profiling and to ensure that to be aware of what's happening. And third, we closely already coordinated with the investors, proponents who were handling this to ensure the rights of the communities. So specifically, we already assisted the communities in terms of their legal actions that they have to do to ensure that their rights are not tampered upon. So in fact, we already made a profile and we will submit the data, which we promise that the NCIP is closely coordinating with these communities. One of those, for the information of the good senator, one of those that we are really focusing into is capacitating the indigenous peoples, mandatory representatives that are the voice with the local government units. So isa po yun na in fact we have visitors yesterday from the IPMR's league so that strongly they can monitor, especially in terms of these traditional resources like Daratan. So isa po yun na nakafocus kami. And with the customary laws also that they are aware in terms of the coordination with the investors. Yun po, Your Honor. Thank you.
Madam Chair, what I want to hear sana, na ito na pong action na ginawa namin, we brought this to your attention about 2 weeks ago, Madam Chair. Ito, sasabihin niyo pa lang po, i-coordinate pa lamang po kayo. Parang mabagal naman po. Ang problema po ng IP na Tagbanwa, Cuyunon, doon po sa Taytay Rizal, Palawan, sa Taytay Palawan, ay they spend 100,000 yung kanilang capital, hindi na po nabawi, ngayon inutang nila dahil itong DNR, dahil nag-excess lang yung kanilang timbang sa shipment na Ratan, Burianto, ay nasira na po, hindi po nila alam kung saan kukuha ng pambayad doon sa inutang nila para po sa Ratan. My question is this all that we can do? NCIP, coordinate, talk to investors, etc. I want sana to hear na ito pong action namin, kinausap na namin ng DNR, pumunta po kami doon sa tribe, to resolve the problem, saan paano nila babayaran yung kanilang inutang. This is what I want to hear po sana, Madam Chair. NCIP, we have a budget of 1.813 billion dito recommended by the DBM. Ano ba ang problema? Bakit po parang mabagal ang kilos po natin with this kind of budget? Hindi naman po kayo tulad ng DSWD na marami pong tinutulungan. Ito po mga IPs, ilang milyon mo ito, pero hindi naman po lahat kailangan yung tulungan at bigyan ninyo ng ayuda. Pag may mga problema na ganito, wala po tayo nagagawa. So very slow, Madam Chair. Give me something concrete na action ninyo na nagawa na matulungan itong problema. Tatlong grupo lang po ito yung nilapit ko po sa inyo.
Your Honor, actually last week nagkaroon na ng meeting, consultation with the communities involved in the Yantok at involved po ang government agencies dito para tulungan po yung community. So, there are recommendations already that were done with the community and with the DNR and Sendro in the areas. One is immediate allocation for the funds para ma-delineate yung kadti ng Tagbanwa, ma-establish yung direct buyers for IPs with fair practices benefiting both buyers and cutters, financial provision and technical assistance for the registration of the IPO, and one is pag-usapan talaga na streamline the process in securing for the permits and licenses of Ratan. Yun po yung immediate action specific po for the Yantok.
We have another problem. Yung sa Nara, Palawan po, that's about 150 kilometers from Taytay. Yung mining company po doon, yung City Nickel owned by a congresswoman, na-damage na po yung crops ng mga Tagbanwa, yung kanilang palay, dahil yung sa kanyang wala po siyang maayos na disposal ng mga mine tailings niya. Naniningil po sila 4 years na, 2021 pa, it's already 2025, ayaw silang bayaran, hindi ko po maintindihan. Di po ba dapat trabaho po ninyo yun? Mukhang lumapit na po sa NCIP 4 years ago, hanggang ngayon hindi pa po nababayaran. And you know how much the amount niya, Madam Chair? It's only 4 million pesos. Ayaw bayaran ng kampanya na yun na pag-ari ng isang congresswoman sa Nara, Palawan. What have you been doing, NCIP?
Thank you, Your Honor, for raising that. In fact, this was a series of consultation also specific with the communities and especially so with the program.
Let me cut you in there, Madam Chair. I don't want to hear consultation. What I want to hear from you, kinausap na po namin, pumunta na po kami doon sa mining company, and we demand that they pay the Stag Banwa for the crops damage. 4 million lang po yun. Imposible hindi nila kaya. City Nickel, ang company po ng Nara, and na-involve sila sa nickel ore mining. How come